Dietitian breakfast showdown. High protein terzepatide options of eggs versus Greek yogurt. Which one is better for your Zepbound weight loss and terzepatide weight loss? Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. I have lost over 112 pounds the last almost 3 years. In January, it'll be 3 years of being on terzepatide, Zepbound, and Mounjaro, not at the same time, terzepatide compound, not at the same time, at different times because of shortages. And on today's episode, I want to talk about what dietitians are saying, honey, about eggs versus Greek yogurt. Now, one thing, many of you don't like Greek yogurt. I would love for you to insert, if you liked, cottage cheese for the showdown. Put the cottage cheese instead if that yucks you out, because I want to give you two viable options for you to help figure out what is a really good terzepatide breakfast for you and give you some breakfast options with these, and what is best serving your nutrition as we go through from a dietitian's point of view. Now, I have an article, it's from Very Well Health. I will link it down below. As always, I do demand and require that I am factually accurate. And then also I will post this in the countessofshopping.com, my free encouragement group for folks who are on a weight loss journey. So basically, the showdown has occurred. Eggs conjure a hearty American-style breakfast, but actually the winner, which contains less protein, do you know? Eggs have less protein than Greek yogurt. We're gonna go through what dietitians have said of why both might be a great option. For me, having both at the same time would be yucky, but having these as alternating ones, or later on in the day, maybe for lunch or dinner, might be a really good option for you. So how I got the idea for this video is I went to the JMU football game. We were in charge of tailgating, and it was a breakfast tailgate. And so I was in charge of the menu. And so I had a lot of things that were not what I would eat, like pancakes with syrup. And I did have some of those, and Danishes, a little bit of those. But the first thing I had was this. Bam! This is me eating. This is me eating. Excuse my unhealthy slapping into my mouth. But that was my big old bowl of Greek yogurt, fruit, chia seeds, and nuts versus an egg. Could I have taken eggs with me? And I thought about it. Not easily. So if you're on the road for your job, which one is better? First and foremost, convenience for you. If it's not ideal to cook scrambled eggs easily, or have hard-boiled eggs that you have to peel, or the smell of hard-boiled eggs, if you're going to work or in a car or things like that, it may be easier to take a Greek yogurt with you. But so we're going to talk, I'm going to talk about the eggs first. So eggs have in there, the article goes through and talks about head to head, if you had 6 ounces of Greek yogurt versus 1 whole egg. I'm hoping that's the same quantity. I measured the two same quantities too, which I'll talk about after this. But a whole egg has 72 calories. 6 ounces of Greek yogurt has 160 calories. So the egg actually has less calories for the whole egg. But in terms of protein, a whole egg has 6.2 grams of protein, and Greek yogurt has 14.9 grams of protein. Why does protein matter on our Zepbound diet and our terzepatide? And even if you're not on a GLP-1, if you're on a weight loss journey, or even if you're not on a weight loss journey, just in general, why does having more protein matter? Well, one, satiety, it makes us fuller longer, and that's important, particularly if we are on a weight loss journey and in a calorie deficit. Being fuller longer is awesome. Who likes being hungry all the time? Not me. And so having that satiety, super, super important. Number 2, which is probably my favorite, is the lifting, is the muscle mass component. I lift also in conjunction of taking a high protein diet on my 112-pound weight loss journey. So building muscle and keeping muscle mass, super important, because muscle burns more fat than not having muscle with that. And so I'm not saying that scientifically accurate, but you know what I'm talking about. If having muscle is going to burn, it's going to burn more calories. It's not a crazy amount more, but it does burn more calories. And so then I took their chart that they had listed here, and so I measured out, I love Fage Greek yogurt, 0%. And so if I took 4 ounces of that, that was 60 calories, 12 grams of protein. That was fluid ounces, 4 fluid ounces, and 4 ounces of eggs. So that measurement, it's ounces, but one's fluid ounces and one's weight measurement ounces. And so that's not, but 162 calories for eggs for the 4 ounces, and 14.1 grams of protein, but that's not the same. That's not and they didn't have cups as an option on my MyFitnessPal was my source. So I'm going to go back over to what they use, the 6 ounces of Greek yogurt versus 1 whole egg. The eggs, in fact, actually have less protein with them. But why eggs should be on your radar, and I am not, can we be totally honest, diet culture for me. I have really worked very hard with diet culture, and one of the things I ate a ton of always when I've been on diets is eggs. And so I can't do salmon because I was on the Mediterranean diet when I was a teenager, and I ate so much salmon. I can't do salmon anymore, or in my early 20s. I can't do salmon. It just grosses me out. Even in like sushi, I can't do salmon at all. And eggs are one of those things that they're prepared a certain way, I will eat them, but it really does, it's a triggering thing for me. And so I don't know if you have any of these foods like that on your GLP-1 weight loss journey that you've noticed that are not serving you, then great, then don't have them, right? I think one of the best things that I have done and added in addition to working on this egg thing, now that I am aware of like, oh, there's like a triggering with that, one of the best things that I have worked on too is incorporating in LMNT electrolytes into my repertoire. I want to make sure that you guys know about them. If you don't, if you are weight training in particular, I started taking LMNT because of these side effects with Zepbound and Tirzepatide and Manjaro, and I continue to take LMNT electrolytes. Because it has magnesium, potassium, and sodium. I don't take the whole stick every day now. I usually take about a half or a third because I'm not profusely sweating while I'm lifting. And so if I was profusely sweating, like this summer, I sweat so much some days outside, I would have a whole stick. So just to give some context on that, but I am obsessed with LMNT electrolytes. It has in there, they've given us a really nice discount at drinkelement.com/queen, QUEEN. I am on the highest possible dose of Tirzepatide, and when I was on the Zepbound pen. And so I didn't get the side effects. If I was titrating up, definitely the day of my shot and 24 and 48 hours after my shot, for sure, I always have LMNT. And now I drink it every day because I really like it and it helps with my satiety. In addition to having my protein, I typically have these, I like to have them around either late morning, sometimes early morning when I first wake up, sometimes late morning, sometimes early afternoon. And then sometimes if I'm working out in the evening, I'll have it with that. So it just depends. People ask me, when do you take it? It depends. Depends on my schedule. Highly recommend, make sure you utilize that discount code. But going back to the eggs and Greek yogurt debate, eggs are high in folate, vitamin D, and iodine, and B vitamins. That is different than what Greek yogurt is high in. And so they contain a significant amount of chlorine, CHOLINE. It's an essential nutrient that keeps our cells healthy and supports memory. It's also muscle control and mood. If you're moody, honey, maybe have like 5 eggs. Just kidding. Just wanted to make sure you're paying attention, but it really does help with mood. Eating eggs help build muscle and manage body weight, and they are considered the most environmentally sustainable animal protein source. Now, when we kick it over to the health benefits of Greek yogurt, it's a source of calcium and protein. So it contributes to stronger muscles and also bones. It contains a short-chain fatty acid and peptides, which may help protect the immune system and reduce inflammation in the intestines. We love the intestines having reduced inflammation. Greek yogurt contains probiotics and contributes to gut health. And regularly eating yogurt has been associated with lowering the risk of type 2 diabetes and better body weight management. And so I found this fascinating. To me, it was really, really helpful as I was going through and wanting different options, different choices, particularly for having metabolism, is that muscle burns more calories at rest than fat. And so maintaining muscle mass is key for healthy metabolism. To go back what I was saying earlier, that's going to help our metabolism. And so for me, I'm like, yes, but also the muscle preservation component of when we're losing weight rapidly, there's a risk of losing muscle along with fat. And so high protein helps to preserve that precious lean muscle mass. And if you didn't see my recent weigh-in, I was talking about my lean muscle mass percentage, tracking that for yourself. A tracked number grows and how important that is to be able to continue to make sure that you're not losing that lean muscle mass either. Okay, so you can go through and have a versatility with eggs. You can have a large pack around, a large egg packs around 6 grams of high quality protein. It has 9 essential amino acids that your body can't produce on its own. And so for me, I'm like, okay, if I know that these benefits, I'm digging what I get the beat that's dropping. I'm picking up the beat that's being dropped on eggs from these dietitians, from this article. And I'm like, okay, you can make them really versatile. You can scramble them, you can fry them. It's like bubblegum shrimp. Shrimp gumbo, fried shrimp on the Barbie. This, you can have boiled eggs, deviled eggs, scrambled eggs, fried eggs. Jammy eggs on top of like English muffin. You can have a ton of different ways that you eat your eggs. Seasoning is great, adding salt and pepper. You can mix them up if you scramble them with vegetables. So if you want to get more fiber in with it, you can make an omelet with it. Like there's so many things you can do with eggs to make them more versatile so you don't get sick of them, which is what I did. I got really, really sick of them. And it takes me back to when I was on Weight Watchers, of when I had like egg whites and turkey bacon. That just grosses me out thinking about it. So I want to encourage you, if you have like the visceral reaction that I just had, how can you take this new lifestyle and new goals of what you're doing with a new lifestyle and new goals? And for me, like, I couldn't ride horses when I weighed over 300 pounds. I have a whole new wealth of health. So why can't I incorporate eggs in, even if I had this past not great experience, and make it a new great experience? So that's what I want to encourage you with these foods, of how can you start to make it a great experience for you? For me, for example, cottage cheese. I don't really like cottage cheese. I'll put it on my salads with Thousand Island dressing and a little bit of sunflower seeds because it covers it and I don't taste it. Or I'll put it in, for example, Starbucks has their new egg bites, and the second ingredient in them is cottage cheese. I know. So there's ways you can, like for example, cottage cheese. I don't like it, but I'm trying to learn because I know there's so many health benefits to cottage cheese. So if you don't like one of these, how can you start weaving it in to make it so you eat some of it in a way that doesn't yak you out? Now, I do always say, now that we have the data, now that we know how healthy that these are for us, if you don't like it, it's not going to be sustainable. And so you've got to figure out how to like some of these things, right? You don't have to figure out how to like, you don't have to like these at all, actually. If you just want to skip the whole thing, you totally can. But in my humble opinion, power-packed, like the probiotics that you get from Greek yogurt, the protein you get it from it, the calcium, the potassium, the convenience. One of the things to be mindful though of is in Greek yogurt, if you go back over to here, is you could add in a ton of sugar if you're having flavored Greek yogurts. You could, some brands, not all. You know, that was plain Faya Greek yogurt that I really am going to town. I was eating. I didn't realize I was so hungry at that point. I was like, give me I had been up since 6 a.m. And at that point, I don't know, it was like 11 o'clock. I'm like, I am ready to eat. But fresh fruit, chia seeds, pecans in there. I mean, it was really a ton of fun. We had a good time at the JMU tailgate. That was like one of the best things. The texture, some people find the tartness or thick texture of Greek yogurt that they don't like how thick it is. I personally think that's one of the best benefits of it. And if you're lactose intolerant, obviously like that's a no-go at all. But adding these in, I think it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. How can we just start modifying and tweaking it? Maybe you don't like eggs. Maybe you want to mix just a little bit of eggs into like an egg fried rice. And not that I'm saying you want to eat fried rice, but is there something that you can like scramble it in into something that you're already making to make it, to boost up the protein for what you're doing? And that for me has been like, okay, how can I make these little small incremental changes? Choo, 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 choo. Doesn't have to be these big leaps and bounds. Doesn't have to be these gigantic leaps, just little incremental changes. And for breakfast, for your Zepbound or Tirzepatide breakfast, if eggs or Greek yogurt don't work for you, again, find something that you do like, but eggs, you can pair them with non-starchy vegetables like spinach, peppers. That's a ton of fiber. That's a ton of fiber. You can have some avocado with healthy fats or a little bit of guacamole with it. Like you can put some hot sauce on it. I won't do egg whites anymore. I just won't. But you could do that if you wanted. Greek yogurt, you do always want to choose the plain unsweetened one. If you have, for example, you could add flax seeds to that, chia seeds, nuts. If you wanted to do the sugary ones, just be mindful that there's some that are really, really sugary. I can't have that because my blood sugars will whack out. But just being mindful of that. And then listen to your body. After you eat it, being on a GLP-1 journey, if you find, we know the four most common Tirzepatide side effects are diarrhea, constipation, nausea, and vomiting. If it heightens those, then you have a little bit of you have more wherewithal to know, okay, that's not the best for me. Or if it's 24 to 48 hours after a shot, for me is when I have my most side effects. I don't really, like I said, have side effects anymore, but when I did, it was always 24 to 48 hours afterwards. So if you feel like you're getting diarrhea, constipation, nausea, vomiting, maybe try this later on day 5, day 6, day 7, because day 5 is half-life dose. So protein target, aim for at least 20 to 30 grams of protein for Tirzepatide breakfasts. And that might mean 3 to 4 eggs or a larger serving of Greek yogurt with that too. So this article I thought was really helpful because we don't need to throw the baby out with the bathwater if we don't like something. And we probably, to be honest, you probably already knew this information. But I think it's interesting to think of, okay, I can take a hard-boiled egg with me to work and peel it there and then add some beautiful salt and pepper to it. Or I can have a scrambled egg at home with bacon or sausage or potatoes or whole grain toast or vegetables or tomatoes or salsa. Or like there's so many different wild varieties that we can do with either one of these topics. And again, if you don't like either of those, but you do like cottage cheese, you could do the same thing with cottage cheese, by the way. Add fruit to cottage cheese. Like you could do a bunch of stuff with that. You can mix the cottage cheese with your eggs to add more protein. Like there's just a lot. There's now Greek yogurt. Who was it? Smaller PCOS Sam, she mixes it with flour to make like a pizza dough. And so the pizza dough is literally made out of Greek yogurt and flour, a certain kind of flour. That's how you can get some of that extra protein in with Greek yogurt. And also convenience of it, how easy is it to grocery shop or get for you. I know some of you watching have chickens. And my free encouragement group, you guys tell me about your chickens. So you have all that access to these eggs as well. I do want to make sure as well, one of my favorites, I'm going to go have mine, is my LMNT electrolytes. I will link those down below for you as well. Go to drinkelement.com/queen, QUEEN, and get your free sticks with any purchase as well. I absolutely love LMNT. It's been really helpful on my weight loss journey. I've taken it now for more than 3 years because I started right as I started my journey, and I continue to take it because it makes my body feel good. And I love the way I feel after having it, and I really enjoy drinking it. The Count loves it. He frequently has citrus salt with his workouts. The Duke frequently has watermelon with his workouts when he plays travel soccer. And the Duke gets really bad leg cramps. When he has his LMNT, he does not get leg cramps. So when he doesn't have his LMNT, that's when he gets these leg cramps. And I'm like, you need to make sure you have your stick with you. My sweet friends, our electrolyte for today is, guess what? It's going to be an egg. Did I just say electrolyte? Our emoji is the right E I was trying to use. I do emojis of the day as like a bat signal to get to know you better because I care. The pattern recognition of seeing your name over and over and over again will help me to know you, and I want to know you. Being on this journey, it's helpful in my free encouragement group and here on YouTube to have uplifting, awesome men and women who are really fighting for their health and with weight loss and health journeys. So do the emoji of the day. It's also my bat signal to pray over you. If you don't believe in prayer, I will uplift you in positive thought, as all are welcome at the Countess of Shopping table. So the emoji of the day is egg. Oh my goodness, my sweet friends. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow's episode. Have a great day.